Hey, new hire. Welcome. Nice to finally meet you. Have a seat. My name is Ben Young. I'm the Client Relations Executive here in Augusta, Georgia. And I want to just give you a couple of words of advice and tell you a little bit about me. I started my payroll career as a client service consultant, and have worked my way up through management and now am an exec here in the East region. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am married with 4 kids. They are here. I went to school for film. Actually worked in Hollywood for a couple of years. And as you can tell, what I do now has nothing to do with that. So that tells you that you really don't need to have a background in payroll. Nobody majors in payroll to be successful here. You just have to pay attention and want to be a good service provider to clients, and you'll do fine. So with that being said, my expectations of a new hire are pretty simple. I just want you to learn as much as you can, ask a lot of questions, utilize your resources, don't be afraid to take risks. If you see something that you think isn't working, to let your manager know so we can fix it. Our job is to make you as successful as possible in whatever you want to do. ADP is a great company because there's so many different things that you can literally do something that has nothing to do with what you were doing before and still work for the same company. There's tons of locations that you can work in. There's tons of different departments. So it really is a place that you can build a really strong and long career. So I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Thank you for stopping by, and I wish you the best of success here at ADP.
Hi everyone, my name is Helen Besh and I'm the Vice President of Service here in the East region. I am physically located in the Parsippany office, and my responsibility includes the New York Metro or Parsippany office, as well as overseeing the 2 technical support teams and the Fort Washington office. So I welcome you all as new hires, and I can't wait to get a chance to get to know all of you guys. But in the meantime, I'd love to introduce myself and a little bit of my background. I'm born and raised in New Jersey. I went to college in New Jersey. I am a graduate of Ramapo College with a degree in business management. And through the course of my career, what I ended up doing was following the path of project management. So I have about a 20-year career in project management, which allowed me to also become certified in project management, as well as obtain my master's certificate in project management. And so last year, I moved away from my project management career, which I had started at ADP as the Vice President of Project Management, and I decided to take a role in the field in service. So for the last year, I've been here in the East region, managing the service environment. So I think you all made a fantastic decision by coming to work for ADP. A lot of people have asked me why ADP, and honestly, I can tell you I've been here for about 8 years. ADP's just got the best of everything. They have fantastic associates, a wonderful culture, and really, really fantastic leaders. Leaders who care about helping to develop associates, helping you choose career paths, helping you improve in your performance. And so with a combination like that, you just can't fail. Advice that I would give a new hire. First of all, I'd say, listen, for the first 6 months of your career, focus on becoming that best CSR. And what does that mean? That you are that person that can deliver fantastic experience, client experience to our clients, as well as someone that can manage the demands of the business. So focus on becoming that fantastic CSR that our clients rave about. Then, as you slowly get really comfortable in that position, then determine what is it about you that's going to distinguish you amongst your peers. What are you going to bring to the table? What strengths do you have amongst your peers? How can you help your manager? How can you help your team? Think of ways to just go above and beyond and help grow in your position that will perhaps set you up for your next position. So I'd really like to share a bit of my journey with you all. And when I sit with associates, I like to discuss the fact that I've had 2 career-defining moments throughout my journey. My first career-defining moment is just stumbling upon the career or the profession called project management. I really do believe it may have been by accident that I chose that career, but it ended up being one of the best things I've ever done for myself in my journey. My second career-defining moment is actually making the leap and making a change after 20 years in project management to come into the field, be closer to service and be closer to the client, and take on a service role. It's been a year, and what I've been able to gain in knowledge and perspective about our business, I wouldn't trade it in for the world. So another fantastic experience that I was very proud to have made. One of the fictional characters that I recently came upon that I was just so really interested in is I recently saw the movie Inside Out. And for those of you that may know, it's a Pixar movie. It's wonderful, it's geared towards children, but really has a wonderful message for adults in there. And there's this fictional character called Joy. And Joy was someone that sits in your head and actually tries to stay positive, stay motivating, regardless of obstacles and challenges, helps overcome things that may just be thrown your way. And honestly, if there's one character I could choose to become in life, I would love to have more of joy in me, or for me to become joy, and really help folks around me become more positive about the situations that we're in. Lastly, I have a quote that I just love and it resonates with me, and I hope that there's some meaning behind it for you all as you enter your journey here at ADP. You will never learn how to dance unless you actually step on a few toes along the way. It's been great talking to you guys. Good luck.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Miller. I'm the Client Services Director here in Fort Washington, Pennsylvania, and welcome to ADP. I joined ADP in October of 2012. I came on as a manager here, and about 11 months later, I was promoted to director. And ever since then, the company's done really well. Well, I'm originally from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and a half away from here. I graduated from West Chester University with a bachelor's degree in communications, where I met my beautiful wife, Julie. We have 2 kids, Jordan and Jameson. So yes, we're all J's, Jeremy, Julie, Jordan, Jameson. And I have a twin brother named Jonathan and another brother named Jason. So yes, we are all J's. But anyway, after I graduated college, I started doing collections for an auto loan company, collecting payments of 15 days past due on car loans. The reason why I'm here now is because I wasn't very good at it, and I preferred customer service overall. So as you're aware, I'm the director here at Fort Washington. I have 4 managers reporting to me. I'm also in charge of our e-delivery paperless, which you'll find out more about for the East region. My team here supports all of our security and fraud cases that we get, which you'll probably hear about somewhere in training. And I am our Philippines liaison for the team leads across the pond to help support them and make sure we're sharing best practices with them as well. Well, my favorite quote actually came out of a fortune cookie the other day, and it's, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." And that would be my advice to you. It's your future, and it's your job to create it. I think in life you have a lot of memories and achievements. My favorite memory probably is a combination of my marriage day and when my 2 kids were born, Jordan and Jameson. Probably those are my life memories. I think professionally, when I got the director position here at ADP, it's probably for me one of the most defining moments in my life, because it gave me the opportunity to show my talents and grow with a company that I love. And on a personal note, when I got promoted, I called my grandmother, and she was very proud of me. And she said she was proud of me, and then about 5 days later, she passed away. So I would say make sure you call your grandparents because it's important. My expectation of new hires is as you come on board here at ADP, it's important to, when you're here, be here. training is it's a lot, and the knowledge base will grow every day. So my expectation is that when you're here, but when you at the end of the day and you go home, be home, enjoy your family, enjoy the other things that you like to do in life. But while you're here through training and as you come on board, it's important to be here every day. My advice for a new hire would be this: don't be afraid to take a risk, and don't be afraid to make a mistake. We all make mistakes, whether you're in training or with our clients on the phone. But when a mistake happens, the most important thing is how quickly we fix that mistake. So as you can see through the bloopers, I made a lot of mistakes. Why ADP? ADP is a great company. It really celebrates the work-life balance, and it really helps people grow their careers. I'm sorry. Yes?
Excuse me, Jeremy, I have Carlos on the line for you.
I'll have to call him back.
But he wants to know about dinner.
I'll call him back.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Thank you. Why ADP? ADP by far has been one of the best companies I've ever worked for. The leadership team supports everyone from across the board, and we celebrate a work-life balance. I think that's important in society today, is to have a life outside of work and not be defined by work. And ADP truly celebrates that concept, and as you'll see over time, you'll celebrate it as well. My fictional character who I would choose, I gave it a lot of thought. And by thought, I meant I went online and took a test, and it says I should be Indiana Jones. So that's what I have. So in closing, again, welcome to ADP. You made the right decision, and I know we made the right decision in hiring you. Good luck with all of your training, and as you grow with ADP in your career, this is the great first step with joining the company. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Hi, my name is Katsia. I am the Service Director for the New England and Upstate New York offices, and I sit out of the Parsippany, New Jersey location. I started almost 10 years ago as a CSR, and I thought this was just going to be a summer job, and here I am 10 years later, still in this department, in this region, back in service. I recently came back to service just a couple months ago after being the implementation director, and then switched to be the director for client services. I'm responsible for our New England office and our Upstate New York office, so that includes our Warwick, Rhode Island office, our Syracuse, New York office, and all of the majority of the home shore population falls under me. On a day-to-day basis, I'm really involved for making sure that my little cluster functions and that we are delivering on all of our different goals and initiatives. One of our bigger initiatives for this fiscal, which is the Teledata to Online campaign, where we're trying to get all of our 50,000 online Teledata clients, I wish it was online, Teledata clients to convert to online. So it's a big undertaking, and we're really at the beginning stages, but that's one of my other newer responsibilities that I just started overseeing. But when I think back to when I was a new hire, and really all the different roles I've held where I've been a new hire, I think it's just more of just be forgiving to yourself. Sometimes we become so hard on ourselves that we need to learn everything really quickly, or that we need to be moving at the speed of everyone else around us, and just take it easy and absorb everything you can and ask questions. There are a lot of people in this department and in this company who are looking to become mentors, who are looking to mentor others and to get to the place that they've been. And so I say just take advantage of that, but at the same time, just take it at a pace that works for you. There are so many different people, so many different opportunities, that yours will come when it's your time. The genuine care from certain people, and a lot of the people that I've worked with, who truly, genuinely care about my success. They've taken an interest, they've devoted time, they've really put their name behind me, and it's like having the feeling of working for a small company but at a large corporation. And so that's what's really kept me at this company. I have a lot of friends that work with other large corporations, and the experience I have compared to the experience they have is very different, and so it's something they do recognize. I'm very grateful for, and that's hard to leave. It's very, very rare, but it's really refreshing when I see associates who stop in, talk to me, talk to the other execs, talk to managers, and really introduce yourself. Tell us what you want to do, tell us what you are interested in, tell us what you need help with. It's something that Unfortunately, it doesn't happen often enough, but when it does happen, it's something that I get really excited about and something that I really like to see more of. So as you make your journey through the company and you get through your new hire training, whenever you feel like it's ready, it's your time to get some advice from someone else, or even just to meet people. Don't ever be shy, especially if you sit in a location where there are senior leaders around you. It's really an opportunity that you should not pass up. If you see one of us in the hallway, in the cafeteria, just stop us and talk to us. It's really something that we would love to see more of. Leadership isn't rocket science. It takes deliberate practice. I love the quote because I am kind of a perfectionist, and ever since I got into leadership, I have tried very hard to be the perfect leader, the perfect manager, perfect director, and really that's nearly impossible to do. And so I've had to, over the years, learn that it's just going to take a lot of practice, a lot of mistakes, a lot of mentorship from people who have been in these roles for longer than I have been, and really practice on my end to become a good leader and to continue to be a good leader. So that's one of my favorite quotes and one of the ones that I can remember. So outside of ADP, I love to spend time with my family and friends. I have a niece who just turned 5 and 2 nephews, 3 and 1, who I spend most of my time with. I also love to spend time with my friends and just doing regular things. Like my 3-year-old nephew is obsessed with the Minions. And the amount of times that he makes me listen to a Banana Song, and we listen to it over and over and over and over again, and he makes me sing after it. So just to see him go crazy with excitement, I would love to be a Minion for a day. So I'm kind of known for always getting our general manager dressed up in silly costumes. So that's me. So the Pac-Man, that was me. The I Will Survive song, that was me. And the ugly Christmas sweaters, that was me too. So I think my favorite memories are the times when, we have such great leaders, especially as when I was an assistant, as a manager, who would really be okay with making fun of themselves and doing something silly like singing to an Aretha Franklin song. So I think my favorite memories are those times when I was able to convince our senior leaders to run around in a costume and sing. Beautiful. So good luck with the rest of your training and your new hire training. I'm sure that the mentors and your managers will take great care of you. And remember, when you take that first phone call, you may not be 100% ready, but you have all the tools you need to help you get through it.
My best advice for a new hire would be don't get too stressed out or overwhelmed, because at first we all feel that way, but just know as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you use your resources, in time everything will play out exactly how it should. You'll be great at doing what you do.
I would think the best piece of advice I could give to a new hire would be just keep the lines of communication open with your manager. I would say proactively engage your manager in frequent discussions about your career development, your career aspirations. I can't stress enough how instrumental my manager has been in my career success. So just having those one-on-one conversations with her, or even somebody that you feel comfortable with sharing those ideas with, I would just talk to them so that they can give you steps and tools on how to get to that next step.
The most valuable advice would be everyone around you has been in the same boat, so you can ask anyone questions. A lot of times they ran into the same questions. You got Lumen, you have all these different things that you can use, so don't be afraid to ask, because everybody's been in the same shoes.
My best advice for a new hire is just to come in calm, cool, and collected. Just take everything and soak everything in. It's a lot at first. You're gonna get a ton of information thrown at you, but really just stay relaxed. Try to take everything in, take all the information you can, and kind of just go steady here. Don't get too worked up and all the information will be thrown at you. You'll learn everything over time. Really just enjoy the first couple weeks of training. Don't get too worked up over anything.
As a new hire, I would say probably just keep in mind, just to keep going. So there'll be moments where you have a really good day and you feel like you kind of know your stuff, and then the next day you feel like you didn't learn anything over the past few days, weeks, or months, but it will all end up making sense, and definitely use your resources. Why ADP? Initially, it was because I've heard of just how great of a company it is, but then the secondary part for that, for me, was the opportunity for actual growth. To be in such a large organization that is viewed as highly as ADP is throughout the world, there's a lot of opportunity for me to continue on my personal and professional journey. It's just a great place to be for that.
Good client interactions, making the client happy with ADP and its products and what we do, but also definitely my team and my teammates. I never dread coming to work because of them. I love everyone that I work with, so that definitely makes the job better too.
No, once I got in here, I love everybody I work with. The environment and the culture here is amazing. I probably wouldn't continue to keep doing this day to day if it wasn't for my coworkers. And there's just so many different opportunities here. So besides me being on a phone call all day, I actually get to participate in events like I'm a campus ambassador for ADP. So I get to go out and recruit top talent. I get to go out and talk about all the good things that ADP has to offer. I'm also a part of the Emerging Leader Program. So I'm learning those skills that's going to help me to develop into possibly one of the great managers here. Also, I'm always active with my teammates. We're always doing things together outside of work. None of my family's here, so being able to have that family here at ADP and have those associates be like sisters and brothers to me and moms and dads is truly amazing. It's truly a home away from home.
My favorite part about working at ADP is servicing all of our clients. You never know what kind of call you're going to get, so that type of variety is always new and exciting.
I love doing year end. Whenever times are busy, they actually give us free food to the point where you kind of had to diet afterwards. So it was pretty awesome. So I would say that's one thing I loved, was there was more than enough food for everybody.
So we have intelligent routing. The phone system tries to route clients back to the previous reps, and Christian Bale keeps calling me. And every time I clear him through security, I ask him if I am talking to Batman or some variation of that, and we know who it is and we laugh, but we do not process that anymore.
My most memorable call would definitely be with the Easy Pay to run migrations. I had one call in particular where this woman had no idea how to use the computer, so I walked her through using Run, and she was happy, and by the end of the call she was like, "Are you single? You should date my son." I was like, "We're on a phone call," and no, but that was probably one of my most memorable calls.
My most memorable call, I had a call where a client went through the entire call acting like I was actually Taylor Swift, and it was really uncomfortable. I didn't really know what to do the entire time or how to answer, but it was really funny.
My most memorable call was actually a few weeks ago. A woman called in to set up a garnishment, and it was a very simple walkthrough call. She was using the online run system for the first time. I was walking her through how to set up the garnishment. She was took her time. It was all great. And then at the end of the call, she said that her husband keeps getting approached by rival payroll companies and asking for quotes. And she keeps telling her husband, like, "No, I want to stick with ADP because I like my life to be easier." So I was like, "Ah, that's great." And it was kind of nice way. It was the end of the day. Nice way at the end of the day. Feel good call.
My most memorable call was a lady who started out crying on the phone, saying she had a big issue, and then after that she decided she wanted to marry me, even after I told her I was married. So that would be my most memorable call, because I gained a wife with ADP.
One of my most memorable calls happened while I was still in training and I was sitting with a teammate. I had a client call in that was very irate. It was regarding delivery, and it was the point where I felt she was ready to take my head off and was going to escalate. And just through talking to her, telling her the procedures, what I could do for her, how I could make this better going forward, I was able to calm her down and get her to the point where she was laughing with me by the time the conversation was over. The call went an hour long, but in the end, I turned an irate client into a very happy and satisfied client in the end. Early on in the process, that was my most memorable call.
My most memorable call, I was offered a job by a client. We had really no discussion, really nothing happened that was too drastic. I think it was like a payroll reversal. But just having an open dialogue with the client, not really getting to know them on a personal level, but just kind of interacting with them. I was actually offered a job, which I declined because I do love ADP. But it was probably my most memorable call. It was one of my first calls, actually.
ADP helps contribute to my career goals by constantly providing us with updated training so that we can share that information with our clients. And then on a personal level, my manager is always available for discussions about my career, and he's also a resource for encouragement to help me get to my future goals.
ADP has helped me in reaching my career goals, definitely by giving me the necessary tools and connections. So I think everyone that works here can attest that ADP has so many great opportunities, so many places that you can go. And all the managers here are really helpful in assisting you with what you want to do, where you want to go, and getting you to the right resources. So, I mean, right now I'm doing what I love, and I know eventually I'll get to exactly where I want to be. And I think that has a large part to do with the people they hired here in ADP and the senior leadership here as well.
My favorite memory with ADP is getting together outside of work with all of my fellow associates, especially when we play our annual kickball game. It's really fun to see not only all of the client support consultants, but the managers get out there on the field and play.
My most memorable experience was my run training and payroll and tax training. You're sitting on phone calls with these people from El Paso and Philadelphia, Georgia, and you don't know who they are, and then you hear their voices, and then you actually get to meet them, and then kind of having a relationship with them going forward. We met some good friends in payroll and tax from El Paso that we still do talk to today.
How I feel now compared to when I first started, a lot better. When I first started, I was terrified. I was waiting for each phone call, like sweating, like ready to take the call, and now it just comes a lot more natural, and it's just a lot easier. Your knowledge really grows when you're here for just a few months, actually.
So I definitely feel like a different person since starting in November of last year. I came in with no payroll experience. I did have service background. But when we started learning about FICA and amendments and 941s, I had never heard of any of that stuff before, but since then I've learned a lot. Over 8 short months I already know so much, so I can't even imagine what else I'm going to learn over the next few months.
The way I feel now compared to when I first started is I definitely feel a lot more confident. I'm able to assist clients with pretty much with any of the questions that they have without having to put the client on hold and ask for help. And being able to know that all the training that I had really makes it a lot easier, and definitely helps with my confidence on the phone.
For me, it was the most interesting when I started actually calculating payrolls and seeing how, when and where taxes moved, and some of the things that actually influenced those taxes moving. That was probably like the neatest thing that I learned during training.
I think the most interesting thing I learned from training was how to look over a W-2. Before, to me, it was just a paper I handed to my accountant to figure out my taxes, but now I know how to look at each box individually and understand what those numbers mean and why they're put there.
Besides all the taxes, and like the tax laws, which are very interesting, I would say dealing with clients and not dealing with how to communicate with clients rather, and how to express concerns to them and be able to handle their needs and be able to communicate effectively to the clients. It's the most interesting thing I learned during run training.
If I could be one fictional character, I think I would be Batman, just so I can save the world one payroll at a time.
If I could be a fictional character, I would be Jake from State Farm because I'm just really committed to giving great customer service.
I think if I could choose any fictional character, I would be Nancy Drew. To get to go out and, solve mysteries, and one reason why I would choose her is because she was just such a determined person and never gave up, and, she wasn't afraid of anything, and she defied a lot of odds, so I would definitely choose Nancy Drew.
Superman, who wouldn't choose Superman? I mean, why do you want to be Spider-Man? You just get webs. Superman, definitely the one.
Matt Foley from Saturday Night Live, who was played by Chris Farley. He was a motivational speaker that had a very awkward way of doing things, but it was always so funny that it made me believe that if I was ever in his shoes as a motivational speaker, I would have made things very funny and lighthearted to the point where you don't need to take things so seriously. Take a deep breath and you can move on.
I would be Bugs Bunny, mainly because the guy is about 60, 70 years old, hasn't aged a day. He is best friends with Michael Jordan, and he saved the world from Martians, so I think it's no contest for Bugs Bunny for fictional character.